I would like to welcome our partner who will make a presentation about Sage Enterprise Intelligence, our partner Nectari, Nima Mashi.
Hi, everyone.
That we have a long-term collaboration, and he will make a demo presentation about Sage Enterprise Intelligence. Maybe in the beginning, I would like to tell you that this presentation, this webinar, what we have, it's quite unusual because we did it the first time, let's say, in English for all our international customers, what we have, and presence in this room. So we have people here from Czech Republic, from Hungary, from Romania, from Latvia, from Hungary. So I'm really glad that you are all came, and hope you will join the webinar, finding interesting. And I think it's a time to give the hand to Nima to continue. Maybe one more thing I wanted to say that I think one of my colleagues, she already started register of the video. So we will make this one, and also after the webinar, we will send you the slides. So you will have all the support in the mail after the webinar. So we will have a presentation, we will have the demo, and the end we will have questions and answer. In the meantime, you can write always in the chat. If it's something really urgent, you can raise your hand, but we will prefer to answer everything in the end of the presentation. Well, thank you very much and enjoy.
Thank you, Lydia, and thank you, Manon, as well. Again, everyone, my name is Nima Massi. I am the Director of Business Development for the European region for the solution that you know as Sage Enterprise Intelligence. As Lydia mentioned, please put your questions in the chat. We have some dedicated time at the end to answer all your questions. Again, we're here to do that, and we can also answer them offline if we don't have enough time. So very quickly, I'm just going to make sure everybody can see my screen. I believe yes. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So again, let me just explain who we are. Basically, we're Nectari, and we're partnered with Deveo, but the product that we represent is Sage Enterprise Intelligence. And today we're going to talk about why business intelligence is no longer an option, but really a necessity to run your business. In terms of that, we're going to go through an agenda today, a quick introduction, which we already covered. We're going to explain why it's a necessity at a very high level. So for your business, what are the challenges? And then we're going to talk about SEI, the overview of the solution. Some of you already are using SEI. Maybe there's some capacity of it that you're not aware of, or since the new versions have come out, you haven't seen some advancements. So we're going to explain why SEI, and we're going to also show you a product demo of approximately 20 to 30 minutes into the product. One other nice thing is today we're going to talk a little about the future of where a BI solution should be for your companies to run smoothly, and it basically ties into our roadmap. So a little sneak preview of where we're headed with SEI, as since Nectari is the developer of SEI, we have the R&D department right here, so we can share some really great stuff with you here today. Finally, we're going to cover the Deveo expertise internally, tons of expertise on support services for SEI solution, and a couple of websites and resources before we jump to the Q&A. Really high level, we're not going to go through all of these. You're all going to get a copy of the slides, but just letting you know why it is that we say BI is a necessity and has been for several years. And obviously, most of you being a customer already understand this, but your businesses are becoming more complex than ever. Your decision making needs to be informed and up to the minute. Your data is coming from all over, different sources. You know, obviously you have a Sage product, whether it's Sage X3 or XRT or any other Sage product that you're currently using, most of you X3. You have data sources that are non-Sage as well. So having a BI can collect and consolidate that information. Then we also have the different parts of the organization. How do you collaborate between different departments? Are you expressing any urgencies quickly enough so that everybody can react? So that type of collaboration is necessity really for your business, and so on and so forth. It's got to be easy to interpret data, and you have to be validating the data that's correct for your business. Are you facing these challenges? Well, you need to ask yourself, do you have the ability currently to access data in real time in a sufficient way? Or is it a 1 day delay and you kind of need to know in the moment? So having the ability, the challenges, not being able to access in real time, I'll explain what SEI can do to help. Key business functions depend on IT. You have to have a solution, a BI solution that is easy to navigate, easy to use, easy to interpret, and simple to make changes in the report without relying on those power users. The same two people in the company has to always be involved to give you a simple report. You want to be autonomous, therefore making things a lot faster as well. It's very important again for manual processes that lead to critical errors and missed opportunities. With SEI, you can put indicators, KPIs, dashboards. You can embed it in X3. So really having your information at your fingertips so nothing goes missed, no manual errors occur, and if there are, you quickly fix them, really because of a powerful BI solution at the center of your center of your business decision making. A little bit of a background on who Nectari is, because most of you have never heard of Nectari, and it really is by design to do so. We are the developer of Sage Enterprise Intelligence. Sage Enterprise Intelligence, since 2013, became the white label solution. So Nectari became SEI in the Sage portfolio across the world, became the solution for 12 different product lines of Sage. Obviously, we started with X3, being that it's the flagship product of Sage. It also was an expertise in-house that we had. So we built that for that market. And we've obviously expanded to other solutions like Sage Intacct, Sage CRM, Sage XRT, and 10 more really across the world. We work with many partners. We have many customers and in many different countries. So it's really relevant here on today's call to mention that we're in 60 different countries with SEI and Nectari. Over 2,900 customers approaching our 3,000 milestone, thanks to Deveo and many other partners around the world and Sage. And the 300 partners obviously are spread in every continent, and Europe being one of our fastest growing over the last few years. So we're very excited to meet with you today and reiterate what the SEI message is. Also, another thing to mention, obviously we can connect to other data sources, other software. So anything, if you have an SAP, if you have an Oracle database, a Microsoft SQL database, an Excel file, some flat file, doesn't matter where your data is coming from, cloud connectors, I'll explain that all that can be brought into SEI. Our mission, and really quickly, is to empower users to get the answers their business needs. Some of you are already users and should be kind of experiencing that, and others will see today in the product demo. So here's what we're here to see today: SEI, Sage Enterprise Intelligence. And what is it? It's a fully integrated BI solution with data management. What does that mean? It means that when you buy a Sage product and you want business intelligence, you have to have an integrated solution as opposed to getting another solution that's completely empty, because it gives you a lot of advanced capabilities, reporting, dashboards out of the box, and also data management side. Because we know that a BI in today's world is nothing the backend, the ETL, the power of bringing in your data from multiple sources, consolidating them. And even if it's a software that isn't common to Sage, it really is important that your BI can bring in that information. So this is a fully integrated solution, and fully from A to Z, I would say, covers your data needs. Really, the top 5 reasons to integrate with SEI, and I'll go over them in each one in a separate slide. Enhance the user experience, give the flexibility to the managers and everybody really working, having the data management worry-free, because you don't want to have to buy another solution to do that for you. Really, it's all-encompassing in SEI. Enterprise-wide reporting, as I mentioned, it's very important to have a 360-degree view of your business, and also something that is scalable and future-proof. So there's a lot of talk about AI. There's a lot of talk about prescriptive analysis and very advanced machine learning, technology. All of that is very important that you know that SEI is the solution that's future proof, and will be there with you as your business grows. So in terms of what we mean by enhanced user experience, it really has to be easy to navigate, something that isn't intimidating for the user, something that isn't so difficult to go in that we end up not using it. So really, we emphasize the ease of use. We emphasize that you can customize your reports and dashboards, slice and dice, drill down, and really be self-sufficient as an end user. So we'll show that in the product demo rather than just say it on a slide. In terms of flexibility, one of the really great things about SEI is that it's multiple interface. So some BIs on the market today are Excel based. Some BIs are on the web but don't really have an Excel side. When you're talking about or aren't available on the mobile device, multiple interfaces, not many BIs can do all of them. It's usually multiple products or add-ons that have to be included. With SEI, under one umbrella, you have the web, which also works on your mobile device, your tablets, your cell phones, and you have the Excel add-in as well, which is SEI's proprietary add-on solution, and you have now the all-new web workbook. So I'll show you guys that we're very excited to show the web workbook. In essence, it's the Excel add-in that's now living inside of the SEI web screens. So we're going to demo that as well. Access to real-time data on the move, if you're on the tablets, and your enhanced collaboration, being able to click share with a few buttons. On the data management side, we did cover a little bit on the first slide as well, but just so you know, with the SEI data sync, which is included to be able to connect and bring in your data, all the cloud connectors, all the OData custom APIs, I need to connect to this solution and that solution. I'm sure in all your markets, there are different solutions that you use for certain aspects of your business. So knowing that the data management is covered with a powerful ETL behind SEI and it's included gives you ease of mind to know that, well, we can go to more softwares internally and connect SEI and bring in our data. So facilitate and transform your data if the data is not clean. What I mean by that is you want to compare apples to apples. If the customer ID in database 1, like X3, is ABC and it's XYZ, you need to match them. So it's a mapping transformation. The ETL engine of our SEI data sync allows you to do all of that. And here's just an example of a few cloud connectors. Anything in SQL in Microsoft Azure, anything in Amazon AWS, anything API and other solutions, OData, and so on and so forth. And even whenever in doubt, we have ODBC connectors as well. In terms of enterprise-wide reporting, this is important to mention that obviously it integrates with your ERP, being Sage X3. So we provide a library of data models, a library of reports and dashboards out of the box, and they're purpose-built reports, meaning some of them are role-based, some of them are department-based, and some of them are just task-based. There's some advanced features as well. There's some budgeting and forecasting capabilities. It includes customized fields, so anything you customize in X3, it's either already there if you're using the X3 stats fields, if not, the analytical dimensions, and if not, we can always bring in any additional custom fields. So you will have access to all your fields, and that's super, super important because you obviously use them, each person to his own business and her own business. Scalable and future-proof, well, it's designed for businesses of all sizes. We've seen proof of that. After 2,900 customers worldwide, and honestly, about 75 to 80% of them, of SEI users today, are on X3. So it is our primary market, even though we have integrated with other solutions at Sage. X3 is the most common, and I can honestly say we have the largest customer in the world using SEI, and they've done a success story, but also, which will be in the resources later. And we also have this very small companies as well using it, just 4 or 5 users of X3 only using finance. So it could be very interesting to mention that as well. Very, very scalable. In terms of equipped to handle growing your data, obviously we're always expanding our capabilities in terms of performance and being able to handle terabytes worth of data and in an efficient manner. Cloud available if you want it to be hosted in the cloud, and it grows with your business. One final slide before we jump to the product demo, which we're all here to see today. Low cost of ownership, I think in terms of ease of use and learning it, especially I would say the web screens are very, very easy, very fast to learn, but also the web workbook now, because it's Excel and you're very familiar, we're all very familiar with Excel. So having the connectivity and the ability to pull in X3 data in a secure way, in a powerful way, within the web workbooks could be really reducing your time on learning curves, can reduce your time on just in general because of the out-of-the-box reports and so on. Quick to implement and learn. It's not a long implementation for those who don't use SEI today, and for those who do, it's a quick upgrade as well. So we highly recommend uh, scheduling an upgrade to the latest version and benefiting from the latest, because it shouldn't take more. We'll see depending on your environment, but it could be usually done in half a day. It's nothing too heavy to upgrade and validate and bring over all your reports and everything. So optimize your performance. We have advanced technologies, like we said, for high volume, all app technology. So I'm going to switch now to the product demo, and feel free to type your questions away in the chat. I'd be happy to answer them at the end. Okay, go ahead, open this up. Okay, well, I've already opened it. I hope, let me just reload the screens. They've been kind of sitting around. Maybe I lost connection. So I'm going to log into my Sage X3 environment here. And one thing that maybe some of you are benefiting from and some are not currently aware, any Sage X3 that's web-based, so I think it's version 7 and newer, which I think everybody should be on by now, you're looking at embedding SEI. So that graphics that are loading in the middle of the screen, that's just an SEI dashboard. In this particular case, it's a CFO dashboard, and it's giving me some gross margin, operating income, liquidity ratio, and so on and so forth. This is one of the dashboards that's delivered out of the box, and you receive it with SEI. So if I'm to change a filter, obviously it's dynamic. It's giving you the power of a full BI solution within your X3 screens. And I can even change to different types of reports, go to my actual versus budget report, switch to my profit and loss report, and add with the plus sign any which more that I actually need to access. So you can see that it's dynamic. I can drill down and see all my account codes posting this year versus budget, and I could see how my numbers are looking, and I could change my budget version. I have a multinational X3 database. So I have, in North America, I have information in France and so on and so forth. But ultimately, it's to get some information and looking at your actual versus budget in a graphical way. So if you have the red line showing you where your budget is and where your expenses have gone, maybe this should have been reversed in symbol, but you get the idea. We can also go to other types of dashboard, because you can set them up here on the bottom left where it says, what are my new landing pages? So very easily. And did you notice I didn't connect? Because it passes through, it's a single sign-on. So when you sign into X3, it passes through your login information and it connects also to SEI. Why is that important? Is because Sage Enterprise Intelligence has a layer of security behind it. So Nima is allowed to see this information or not. Nima is allowed to see this report or not. So all that security is being applied. It's very seamless for the user, but you as an IT person and the company can manage it, or a power user, or you can decide which department sees what information. So even which region, if you have multiple countries or regions. So here you can see I even have like basically a map. I can full screen it, zoom in, click on this, get the customer ID and the amount and so on and so forth, just to show you a sales dashboard. And finally, we also have the full SEI embeddedness if you want, where you can go and select which exactly you're looking for. If you're in manufacturing, you want to see your work order list, you can even open that like that. So really, really powerful stuff here. If I may also just quickly go to some of my favorites here. We'll go to clients page. And you'll notice obviously the native tabs of Sage X3, and I've selected customer NA003 called Funtime Stores. Great name for a company. If I am to look here, I suddenly see that I have 2 additional tabs that are not common to me or in my X3 environment. So what does that mean is that actually Funtime Stores customer NA003 has a top 5 products. Oops, sorry, it's this one here. I think I lost my connection. One moment. refresh this one as well. Let me see if that helped solve the issue. No. Oh, user doesn't have permission to. There you go. I'm logged in with a different user. I will try another one. Something's been changed in my user permissions. I apologize for that. This is a shared demo environment. But I wanted to show you, and I'll try to before the end of the call. Obviously, the top 5 products here would show based on whatever you select. If you select the customer NA004, you would see the top 5 products of that customer, and so on and so forth. So just imagine having your aging, your 30 days, 60 days, 90 days AR, and you want to see if this customer's been paying or not, or the vendor, AP, and so on. So you can have that information at your fingertips here at the bottom. I'll manage it to try to show it to you before the end of the call. Now, if I go to SEI, because that was all within X3, so we did see that. If I now go to SEI, well, this is our interface. This is what it looks like in the web screens. We provide several out-of-the-box information. So if you're a Sage X3 customers, you get what we call the pre-built library for Sage X3. We obviously have our finance, we have our sales data models, anything common data, logistics, even project management, if some of you are using that PJM featured module as well. We also have OLAP cubes, so you have more GL financial reports, trial balances, and work order lists if you're looking at manufacturing and so on. So an abundance of reports delivered out of the box. Let me begin just by showing you how to navigate. So really, really easy. When you open up any of these reports, what you end up getting is, if you wish, a selection page. Do you want to filter by year? Do you want to filter by date? Do you want to say between, I don't know, the beginning of the month and the end of this month, for example? Very easy to set this up with the calendars, with the between and the functions. You can also say customer. I know that customer NA003 exists, but I want to look for Cisco supplies. I can't just type the name here, so I use this neat little button, which is the prompt. And in here, you can quickly see a list of all your customers available in your Sage database, or if you're using a different data source. And if I type just Cisco, and it'll tell me, look, you have 2 Cisco supplies. You have one in Great Britain and one in North America. You click confirm, it'll add the filters. So very easy to understand and very, not intimidating. I'll leave everything empty. I'll click confirm. And now we see our invoice by customer report. So we've defined it, but you can obviously customize it, and that's what we're going to do together just now. So it's grouped by year and then by customer. So what happens is I drill down by 2018. I could see all the customers that have invoices in the year 2018. Okay, so these are all my customers. If I drill down further, let's pick international distributors, for example. I can see all the invoices that are related to international distributors in 2018. Literally down to the invoice number, which is exactly what you have in X3. The thing is, we call it document number because there's also credit notes, there's also service invoices and product invoices. So it's basically a document number, but you can understand that it's going to be your invoice. What ends up happening if you drill down and there's no more groups? What is the logic there? Well, basically, you start to get down to what we call the line item. The line item means on an invoice, you have several lines that you've charged for. So you've sold several products in one invoice. You could see them listed. You could see how many were sold of the BMS 012 for 430. How much is the amount that we charged? What is our cost? Obviously, that's not on the invoice, but we know our cost. And what is the margin? And we could see where we have high margins. And wait a minute, we have one that's under 50%. So we can easily identify maybe something that is incorrect in a specific invoice. What I'll do is I'll also show you how to filter. Let's say I want to add some columns. First, I want to filter because that's the invoice I'm interested in. So I'll say add to filter. And just like that, it adds a little tag here at the bottom. It says document number equals NA013, which is the one you wanted. And now you're only looking at your year, customer, and document only for one invoice. So it should be one customer, should be 1 year, and it should be one invoice. So that much is clear. It's because the filter is applied. Now, what if I want to add more elements as an end user? It's not too complicated. You just go to this nice menu on the right-hand side and you say, look, dimensions and measures. And I want to bring in, I don't know, maybe the month. Okay, we'll drag and drop the month here like so. Simple drag and drop. And then I want to also add the product name because it's just showing me the product code right now. So I search for product description. There we are. And so on and so forth. Obviously, there's a ton of additional information here. A lot of you are probably working with multi-currency. every SEI report delivered out of the box allows you to look at it in global currency, ledger currency, or transaction currency. If you did the transaction in your local currency, and then, or you did it in US dollars, and then you wanted to also see it in euros, depends on what your ledgers, your books are. You have these fields: transaction, ledger, and global currency. So 3 different types. Just keep that in mind. Right now, I have the ledger currency. I think that's the most standardly used. If I drill down, I'll see that the 2018 month 5 was the month of the invoice. And I could drill down and I'll see the description. What did we sell? We sold a memory DDR. That's some computer products. Standard mouse. We sold a standard 19-inch screen, and I could see the profits of each one. I can even add some column formatting, right? So I can say, look, anything that is less than 50%, I definitely want that to be highlighted in red, and I want there to be a little icon like that. So once you click OK, you'll see, oh, it sticks out exactly which one is having the issue, right? So you can easily identify, and you could see that at the high level, everything is under control. But if you drill down, you'll see, okay, well, one of our products was sold a bit under. One of the other nice thing is, and here I'm going to collapse this, and I'll just click X. You'll see how quickly the information's coming back. In fact, everything I'm doing here is reading off of X3 in real time. Now, you could decide to do real time. You could decide to do up to the minute or up to 15 minutes. You can always, for performance reasons, maybe you would rather not have real time. That's up to you. But the data models, are built so that they're real time, and you could pull up information at the moment the user adds an invoice. I'll see it here. Every time I drill down, you see a loading that takes place. That loading is fetching information from X3, from your data source. So that's why it's real time, and it's able to compute things at a very, very fast level. And you could see the breakdown now is by month. And if I could drill down by month 3, I could see in month 3 which customers have invoices. So that's the basic concept of everything. What's really nice is that you can also drill down and say, look, I want a list of everything. So you say expand all at the customer level, or even further, let's just expand all at the document level. We just need an output, right? We need a huge set of information. So what I'll do is I'll say, look, go to sharing, and now I want to have an abundance of information shared with a colleague or saved for myself. I can send this as a comment, which is basically taking a screenshot and then allowing you to do a marker or signing anything, adding some text, and then send it by email to whoever. So I could send it to Lydia, for example, at Deveo, or I can write the subject and message, and you'll see my modifications are also there. I can also download the file as a PNG, or I can even do something nicer, which I really like, is export, which we have multiple export options. This can be done with your file data, your manufacturing data, your sales information, whatever you need. I'll click export to Excel. And we're just going to click download. And there you are. We now have our report in Excel. Let's open it up. If it opens up on the left screen or the right, I'll just drag it over for you. Give me one moment. Yeah, it went on my other monitor. There we are. So now I have this report, and one of the things maybe some of you are not aware we've recently added is the grouping capability. So whatever you group in SEI's web screen, you also have it here as well. So that's really nice to have, in case you want to see a summary level of anything. You can even see some of the column formatting will transfer over, maybe not the icons, but the coloring, the logic that you have applied. And I could see a full list of everything that I have here. So really, really great stuff. Again, this is when it's grouped. But don't forget that you can also, and I'll just close this, we don't want to save it. We can also add a really cool logic here and just put this by, let's filter on a specific year and month, in fact. Let me say, for example, I want to filter for 2018, month 1, 2, and 3, my first quarter. I'll click OK. You notice that the filter is year equals 2018 and month is 1, 2, or 3. So now we can remove the month and the year. What we're going to do is now we're going to add everything in a column, which I really like to show. So customer name or description. Oop, not this one, but rather customer name. Customer code and invoice number. Let's put the invoice number at the front. So what happens when you don't have any grouping whatsoever? It actually gives you a flat list of everything you need. really quickly, and this is super useful when you're quickly looking for something. And this can also be exported to Excel, PDF, sent as an email directly from here. I could send it as a PDF to Stefan or Lydia or whoever. And I can also do something really cool with the distribution component of SEI. You can send it on a Nima's daily report. I could send it to myself. I can send it to Lydia. Like I said, put CC Stefan. I can write the email and subject. And this is also really cool as well. If we want, everything is multi-language because it's a product built for the international customers. Then it's also important to note that if I write the subject as hello, but I know half my team is using SEI with French language settings, I can also do the translation here for them. So they'll receive it in their language of their user of SEI. Schedule it daily, once every second day at, I don't know, 2:30 p.m. I could do it weekly, every second Wednesday, or even monthly. And I could say, look, at the beginning of every quarter, I need to receive my report on the second day of the month, or I can even say every day or whatever I need. Actually, I could do it like this as well, on the second Tuesday, because that's when we close our books, right? So very, very fast and easy to do. Really happy to show you some of the navigation. Now I'm going to switch a little bit to more of a financial side. So for finance, we obviously have a ton of things in the universal data model, which is also delivered out of the box if you ever want to use. We also have the Sage X3 Finance, so GL transactions details. If I am to open this up, you're going to see the fields are maybe more relevant to your day-to-day. So do you want to filter by company code? Do you want to filter by ledger, fiscal year? You see the whole concept of fiscal year comes to show up a little bit more in the financial side. I can filter on an account code and an analytical dimension if I want. In my database, analytical dimensions are departments. So I can say the engineering department, the finance department, the commercial or admin department. Really, everybody has their own dimensions when they set up X3. You also have your chart of accounts, which you can filter by if you're multi-chart of accounts, and your ledger type. I'll keep everything unfiltered, and I can see my information by fiscal year. So let's say we're going to just focus on fiscal year 2. And when I drill down, I'll have my data by period. Notice how it says fiscal year 2. I can remove this and just say the number 2. I can also say fiscal period 1 through 12. I could say remove the word fiscal period altogether. So just so you know, you can put the title or not in the field if you choose. And here, when we get to account, what's really nice is that you could see it's the account code 12100 and the description, but you may want it to be different. So when you go to the options here, again, a ton of options here, worksheet properties, group by. For the accounts, the description, I wanted to show me the account first. So first the code, first the description rather. Let me go down here. First the description, then the code. But I want it to be sorted because now if you drill down, you'll see really able to customize your reports, basically. You see now I can only see my description, and then I could see the names and the codes. What if I want also to sort it, but still by code, even though it starts by the description. So I can drill down here. Oops, let's just do this. And now you'll see that my account codes are still sorted properly, but I see the name in the front. Inventory raw materials is 1500 and 15200 is the next one. Just to give you an idea that you can really customize things as much as you want. And this is because it's in the finance, obviously you can filter. I can say, for example, bring me my advanced filter. So we're going to build one together. I'll say account code between, I don't know, let's say 4000 and 499 plus, or its account code equals, let's put the, what is it, accounts receivable. I had just seen, okay, 12100. Okay, we'll confirm, we'll add this and we'll confirm this. And now when I drill down, you'll see that all the filters I just applied will be showing me my accounts 4000 to 4999. So only my 4000s and also my accounts receivable. You see how easy it is to just quickly build filters thanks to these nice little buttons here. And obviously I can schedule this to be sent by email. I could say, look, this is the report I need. These are the accounts I need. And I could schedule it and so on. I can also save this. I could do a save as and say, save it with my filter. So I don't have to do this over and over again. I can also save this as a predefined filter. I can say, look, this is my Nima's accounts to monitor. Click confirm. Now I have a predefined filter. If I open up any of these reports, let's say we open up a trial balance, instead of we went in jail transaction detail, we're now seeing a trial balance, and I can quickly see here in my filters, I can say predefined filters. And now I should see Nima's accounts to monitor added to my filter. So really having this, really using this so your colleagues can use it too, it's really great. And you can see how quickly you can see the accounts that you want to see. So going a little further, we have dashboards, obviously, which I will share a website for you. In fact, let me share it now. Sage Enterprise, udm.sageenterpriseintelligence.com. You can customize these dashboards. You can customize other dashboards. But if you go to the finance specifically, what I want everyone to see here is that there are several reports and dashboards delivered. And there's also a mention of a financial budgeting feature. So take the time to look at this. And if you're interested, we'd be happy to schedule a demo with you and show you what SEI can do in terms of budgeting. It's very simple. It allows you to do data entry. 99.5% of all BI solutions don't allow data entry because it's too difficult to manage in terms of technology. In our case, in technology, and also just protecting, data integrity. With SCI, we have this universal data model, we have budget entry, and we could do budgeting top down and bottom up based on your groups and your columns of your choice. So you can do by period 1, quarter N plus 1, and really do some financial budgeting. You can also integrate your sales forecast into your budget. So we also have a sales UDM, and over there we do a forecast entry. Now, if I go any further, you'll see, for example, a CFO dashboard. What does it include? It includes filter by company, site, or analytical dimensions. You can see the income statement. You can see the sales, EBITDA. You can see your net income and compare your yearly indicators. And this is what the dashboard looks like. This is all delivered for you, company overview and so on. At the very bottom, sorry for going really fast here. You can also see your AR and on a map where it's coming from, which country owes which customer, how long is it overdue. We have dashboards for AR and accounts payable as well, and cash management forecast as well. And then you have some reports. So what is your income statement? We have that as well. Balance sheet. It explains everything and what's delivered. And finally, at the very bottom, it's KPIs. If you're in a financial role, obviously most of you are, you may need to know your AR turnover. We have those KPIs already in SEI. So if I go here and pull up AR, was it AR? AR turnover. If I pull up my AR report, if there's a filter at the beginning or not, I'm not sure. Oh, we're in dashboards. So here we're going to see our overdue amount, our month-to-month growth, and our overdue and so on. But I can obviously edit any of this. And I could say, look, change this. For example, maybe I want to add a column. I want to add, what was it? AR. You can find your turnover ratios and whatnot. I'm not going to quickly find this, I think. But you get the idea that, oh, it's a group, actually, what we need to add. Add AR. I think I should, anyway, I think it's because I'm in a dashboard and maybe this report is not the right one, but I wanted to show you that all these KPIs are available as well. So take a look at this website when you get a chance. And obviously there's filtering panels you can add and all that great stuff. In terms of reports, we have, for example, in our financials, we have what we call reporting trees. If reporting trees can be really, really helpful. I'll take just a few seconds to show you, but essentially it's how your hierarchy of your company is working. So in 2018, I'll click OK. What I'll see is an income statement style looking report filtered on fiscal year and period, and it says all. What does that mean? It means I'm looking at my entire company or X3 database consolidated. What I have is the reporting tree button here, and I can actually filter based on a certain tree reporting. So here we're in US and Canada as an example. So if I just click United States, you'll see my report will be switched to show me the entire United States. If I switch to Canada, it'll just show me data for Canada, and the numbers here keep changing accordingly. So being able to see it, you can also schedule an email distribution, okay, that will send this out and show you one report for each region and each hierarchy. The reporting tree is not just by region. Think of it as department. Think of it as sales reps. Think of it as a department, anything you want, inventory, warehouses, anything you want. So it could be done like that. You can schedule this to go sent out. And ultimately, when you schedule a report, you can actually build what we call the reporting packs. So let me show you an example of a PDF output from SEI that shows you a reporting pack, combining a dashboard, combining your logo, obviously, putting your variables like the date and the current month, and also having a table of contents. So on page 3, we have a CFO dashboard, then we have a cash flow report and income statement and balance sheet. As I scroll down, let me maximize this, I can see that I have like an example of a dashboard. It's taken a screenshot of the dashboard at the moment of the email was sent and put it in a PDF and sent it to me. So I can see my most important KPIs in a large screen. You could put your logo, you could put your filters, your name of your report, the date, or the page number in any corner. You can customize this. We just decided to do an example like that. Cash flow report can be like this. Let me make it a bit smaller. So you see I have double lines, triple lines, a box, everything. You can make borders and customize this to your business needs, especially the colors and the logos. And obviously you could see anything in negative is red. That's just one of the conditional formattings that I was showing earlier. So really, really great stuff to be able to show and do a reporting pack. I hope you guys are using this feature for your quarterly, monthly, or year-end reports. Before I go any further, I want to remind everyone, maybe you already know, we do have the Excel add-in as well. So I'm going to switch to Microsoft Excel. And you'll see here that I have a report, and this is also using Sage Enterprise Intelligence. The button here called Add-in, all of these features are SEI features. So as soon as I click any of them, it asks me to log in. It wants to know who is using SEI in your company. So every user has access to Excel unless you specifically remove it for them. But ultimately, you can create reports because maybe you're just more comfortable and maybe there's some macros you want to add or really custom things to your business. But what I want to show you is that these numbers here, they're formulas that start with NEC access. Now you know why it's NEC, because it's Nectari, but it's really SEI, right? So it's a real-time live formula. So when I change the month, you'll see the numbers on the screen after a few seconds here. I think I was letting it rest too long. There you go. Okay, no. And it changes, and my graphics are based off of this data. So I have my actuals, I have my budget, and the variance is just this minus this. So what I really like is that you can use regular Excel functions you're comfortable with, and you can use connectivity to your X3 or all your data source, Oracle or Microsoft, with SEI. So really powerful stuff. And this is loading a ton of data, by the way. We only showed the first screen, but there's income statement here, balance sheet, trial balance, cash flow. Customize this to however you want. You're expert Excel users, probably more than I am. So what's really nice is that you can click on the revenue one, for example, and say, well, how do we get to 4.631 million, right? This is in the thousands. So it's times 1,000. So I can say, look, I just want to drill down and say, do a formula drill down. And it just asks me one simple question. Do you want to drill down and see all the detail, or do you want to specifically identify what you want to see? I'm going to say all fields just for the exercise here. Oh, sorry, just one second. I think my Excel closed and opened again. That's strange. No remove files. Give me one moment. Sorry about that. It's just when we're connected and you disconnect and you sit back down somewhere else, sometimes it thinks it's on Wi-Fi and it loses the cloud connection. Sorry about that. Okay, let me go back here. Okay. And then what the evolution of the Excel is the web workbook. So I'll get to that to wrap up the demo, and we'll take your questions. But basically, I wanted to show you where the Excel has been very popular with our customers, especially in the finance department, is now moving and evolving into the web screen as well. So let me just slide this over. 1, 2, 3. Okay, sorry about that. So this time it's the 4.997 million. Doesn't matter. What we're going to do is we're going to do formula drill down and all my fields. I'll click OK. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why that's not working. I had just tested this. My apologies. The drill down, I'll just show it to you, I guess, on this screen here. So the Excel add-in has evolved now to end up in the web screens here. So if I'm to pull up, for example, a business dashboard, something that's delivered also out of the box. Here you're going to get an Excel looking environment. So you're very familiar with the ribbon at the top and how the buttons and functionality work. But now it's in the web screen. Let me explain some of the benefits of this that maybe, obviously being in the web screen makes it easier to manage your files because now your Excel file lives in SEI. You can import any of your files directly here. So anything with layouts and colors and logos and formatting, you just click import and it brings it into your screens. Then you can add real-time formulas using the analysis tab as well. So just to give you an idea, the other benefit is, have you ever tried to look at an Excel add-in report in a mobile device? It's not possible. Have you ever tried looking at an Excel add-in report inside of a Mac computer? You can't either. It's not compatible. If you've ever tried to embed an Excel report inside of X3, anywhere in like your landing screen or wherever we were, you can't do an Excel file there. But now you can. So you can go to web workbooks. You can say, okay, let's open up another one. Financial dashboard. No, I'm still pretty new to finding which ones are the nicer ones to show. We'll just pull up this one and see if this is a one that was prepared. But you'll see I'm within X3. I have SEI as the engine, so it allows me to have an Excel looking report directly built in. Now, this is really a game changer for a lot of us because maybe the reporting, the worksheets and the dashboards are not exactly what we need, but we need an Excel looking report. Now we're capable and able to have that. Obviously, you can maximize the screen, but without ever leaving X3. So the web workbook gives you these types of advantages. Also, some other cool advantages is that gives you some nice little features that Excel doesn't have by default. Having a date picker that looks like this is not easy to build in Excel. Having buttons like this is not very easy to do either. If I'm to open up the same income statement here, I'm going to show you a nice little feature as well. These are all real-time formulas, just like I showed you in the Excel add-in. It's loading and it's showing you the information. What if one of these values is super important to me? For example, January, I need to keep a close eye on it. I could say, take the camera and say, I want my camera to show me this. I click OK, and voila, it creates me this. I can actually do Control X, add a new tab, and paste it here. You see? So if I now go back and change the value to, I don't know, year, let's say company NA10, the value is changing, and so will it here as well. So just to give you an idea, you can have this camera functionality that's really cool, and a bunch of new features like the formula wizard just looks a lot better for anybody who's used it before. The formula wizard has been made much nicer, and when you look at your fields, you can see them in this manner, which is consistent with the web screens, and you can really be able to benefit from a new add filter groups and do and or this group minus that. So a lot of times we have accounts where we have intercompany and you want to say remove anything from this account. Well, that's what this filtering is for. You say and or add a group of things, and you say I'd like to subtract anything from this account from my revenue because it's actually intercompany sales. This is just one example, and it's just very easy to do and very easy to customize. So make sure to upgrade to the latest version, benefit from all the new web workbook. And just as a reminder to everyone here today, any existing customers, you have the What's New tab. This is really awesome too. It tells you what's coming out, what's the new features. If you want to fill out the survey, we'd be really appreciative as well to get your feedback. But you can see what's new in version release 13. Well, you click here, it gives you a quick summary. It's in English and French language. And also you can also request ideas, new features and functionality. So you click ideas here and it'll tell you what are the most requested features, and it's planned to be released soon. So add daylight saving time to the distribution email scheduler. So we're going to add daylight savings. So There's comments and explanations in there as well. So just keep that in mind, and also don't forget the online help as well. Everything is here, whatever you need to find, even if it's regarding the web workbook or anything, all the information should be here, explaining to you. You could self-train and learn how to use it as well. Okay. So due to time, I'm going to pull back up the slide here. Sorry, we're going to go here. Really quickly, just so everybody knows, in the roadmap of Sage Enterprise Intelligence, what we have is a lot of AI. The next 3 years is going to be a bunch of new AI features. So predictive analysis, prescriptive analysis, where it prescribes you, hey, maybe in this season you should change this and that in your inventory. Natural language processing, you can type your question and be like, hey, give me my top 5 sales, and it'll respond. So these are things that we're adding very rapidly. The natural language one will be the first quick one. AI is already in the web workbook. We have some AI for the speed performance, and then we're adding other things, and there's going to be more data narrative and more prescriptive and predictive analysis. Just so you know, there's other features coming too, but this is the primary focus of ours on SEI moving forward. I'm going to pass it over to Lydia for one slide before I take it back for questions.
Yeah, thank you, Nima, and really thank you for this demo presentation. I hope everybody find it useful, and it's really user-friendly, and find lots of information how to simplify your daily life and make decision making in your company. So I hope you find also interesting, and don't hesitate to put the questions in the chat below. From the DevOps expertise, why important for you, the customers, to know that we are here to help you really with the implementation, also with the support of the Sage business intelligence. And we have in every different countries, we have dedicated team, because as you are in the different countries, you need to have the local support in the local language. So that's why our experts are here to help you. Also, we have not only technical consultant, but also functional consultant that's helping you also with the trainings, implementation, and all around, not only with the Sage X3, but also with this BI. So I think this is the most important to know, that we are here. We want to help you with the upgrades and with all the information that we have Nima behind, and they can answer you for all these questions. So I think this from my side, and
yeah,
give me the hand.
Thanks, Lydia. I actually wanted to mention that too. I didn't take the time, but again, it's very important to understand that Deveo is a partner that's in a position to be very close to the manufacturer of the SEI, and their influence is, your feedback is their influence on us, and it's very important to know that. Also, whenever something happens, they can help escalate it faster. Just thanks to our many years of partnership, this is a key value add for you as a customer to be with Deveo, knowing that SEI will be supported as such, and always having the latest information and having us nearby if ever needed for anything. This is an advantage that's really behind the scenes, but something that you should know. As far as the resources goes, I already showed the online help. You can go on the Deveo website. We also have some e-learning for anybody who doesn't mind learning it in English. We're not yet available in French, but in this call, we're mainly talking in English, would be interesting. And you also have YouTube videos. I guess I'm here available for questions if there are any in the chat. If not, Lydia, let me know. I can't see my other screen, so it's
yeah, we have 2 questions in chat.
Sure.
Yeah, so let me read the first one. Is there any Excel add in functionality that had not been transferred, ported by the web workbook as of the latest version 2023 release 13?
Great question. I like it because it's obviously a user that's asking this, so a customer, existing customer. So the web workbook is pretty much 80% completed. The big feature that was added last month was the data extraction. What's remaining is a pivot tables, pivot wizard, which in the roadmap, I think it's due in February. So, I mean, we need to wrap up the web workbook in full in the next 3-4 months. The final feature might take a little longer, and it's this magic button that transfers your Excel add-in reports into the web workbook with the formulas, with the logic of your formulas and everything. That's the last thing we're going to deliver. That might be in Q2, end of Q2, calendar 2024. But in terms of having all the functionality by now from February, if you're a Pivot user, yeah, you'll have everything in February. If you're not a Pivot user, I think right now it's available. Pretty much everything you need. Formula wizard, data extraction, all the variables, everything is functionality wise is quite there and ready.
Okay, and we have another question. From where do you set up the SSO, the single sign-on?
Sure. I actually don't even know myself. So what I'll do, I mean, I kind of know, but definitely under, let's search for SSO, see what it returns. But honestly, this is one of those things we can find on the online help. So single sign-on. I think this is single sign-on allows you to connect only da 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 da. Okay, so you have to know what kind of single sign-on you're using. Is it SAML2 or OAuth or so on and so forth? And if it's Azure or using other technology. But basically, you can set it up here. There's some information on this. If you want a more detailed explanation, I'd be happy for Lydia to take down the name and email address of the person, and I'll actually prepare an email and send it to you instead of you looking at the online help. But essentially, everything should be here. I mean, you see in this case, it's explaining to you how to set it up for Azure. So my question is, if you've looked on the online help and you're still stuck, please let us know, and we'll answer it for you.
Yeah, thank you. We have one more question.
Great.
Yeah. How the UDM report can work with the solution that doesn't have all the modules licensed? For example, like some company doesn't have the manufacturing module license, so some reports doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. So it's a company that has X3 and doesn't have the manufacturing module. So the reports, it's not that they won't work, it's that the tables behind the scenes won't exist for it to read. So there's no manufacturing data and there's no manufacturing table. If I understood the question, is that what we're referring to?
Maybe you can put the Microsoft on.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
It's about some stock reports that even if the data, we don't care about the manufacturing data, the reports doesn't work. So it's just a stock report that it's built also with the manufacturing tables. How we can adjust this kind of reports to work?
Of course, we'd have to see, you must be getting an error message. It must be looking for a manufacturing table that doesn't work, or it's empty because we're looking at the wrong table. So what we deliver out of the box, let me go here. You have it under, my stock would be probably under inventory management, under logistics.
Yeah, there.
Okay, so are you able to even open them, or is it returning a message?
It's returning a message that cannot be opened or something like that.
If you can just provide us that, because we thought, I guess, the logic here is that we've created the inventory management data model on the manufacturing kind of tables, at least linked to the manufacturing tables. And therefore, the return of the error, you're right, maybe you just have stock and not anything manufacturing. So I can ask my developer team, the R&D team that creates these, to help you if you'd like to take a look. We also have, I think, is there a stock journal cube? Have you used the cubes? Maybe this one would be more geared to what you need and not using any manufacturing tables. So just try to see if the stock cube is available and it's loaded. It's a cube. This is an OLAP cube. It's not real time, But take a look at this as well. Maybe the guys from Deveo can load it for you. And if that doesn't solve your problem, then we can modify the inventory management to remove, just quickly going to look to if the what table is there. But typically we just have to clean it up, right? It starts with item master, so that's not manufacturing. It's probably linked to like this one. Maybe this should be gone. You know, I have to figure it out with my team, but this could be the table causing the issue.
Okay.
So we'll remove it. So something like that. We'd be
Thank
happy
you.
to take it offline and help you.
Thanks.
No problem. Perfect.
It was everything clean, Nima. You did well presentation.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, thank you everyone for your time today. Thank you, Team Deveo, obviously, for setting this up. We really appreciate it, and we hope it was a rich experience. And you know, we look forward to doing more webinars and keeping you up to date together. Lydia, thank you. I'll let you wrap it up, and if you have anything else to add.
Yeah, thank you very much for everybody to take part of the webinar. I really hope that you find it interesting, and it's always nice to have a presentation with the demo because give you more explication and all the information you needed. So if you have the question after the webinar, please come and contact us either on your sales representative or through the Deveo website. You have all the information. So looking forward, I mean, your emails, I hope you will have some, obviously, positive feedbacks, and yeah, looking forward to be in touch. Thank you very much, and have a nice afternoon. And thank you to be with us.